monsters, madness, and magic.
All right, folks, welcome to the Monsters, Madness, and Magic podcast. I'm your host, Justin, here with a quick word before we dive in. Now, in this episode, I chat with actor Hannah Fierman about growing up in the Deep South, bringing Lily to life in VHS, stepping behind the camera in her directorial debut, ghost encounters, and more. As always, thank you all for listening out there, and without further ado, here you go. All right, well, just to get started, Hannah, take us back in time. You're a youngster. Are you a book reader, fort builder, troublemaker, or all the above?
A fort builder. Yeah, I couldn't read until I was 8. I was very dyslexic, and I definitely wasn't a troublemaker. I tried really, really hard to be very, very good.
So with fort building, are we talking like indoor pillow forts? Are you in the woods?
Mostly in the woods, all of the above as far as sports. But yeah, I spent a great deal of my childhood in the woods and in disgusting creeks, catching crawdads and minnows.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in a town called Rockmart, Georgia, teeny tiny town.
Oh, I had no idea. I'm in South Carolina, so probably like the same kind of deal as me.
Same crawdads.
Yeah. You said you were dyslexic, and you started reading at 8. Do you read a lot now, or did you have any favorite authors or anything growing up once you started reading?
And I can read now, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I travel a lot. I road trip a lot. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Let me think. I think Joe Abercrombie might be my favorite author right now. He just does these series of fantasy novels, and he's really good at character building. I think that's the thing I like most about his writing. Don't make me name a book because I can't remember.
You can make one up. I don't know them, so you can just throw some out there.
Somebody else will know. But I've been waiting for like 5 years on his last book, so I think maybe he's stopped writing altogether. I don't know. I should probably stop Facebook stalking him and being like, what's the next book, bro? But I don't think it's coming.
You said it was Joe Abercrombie? Abercrombie?
Yeah, Joe Abercrombie.
All right, I'm going to check some of that stuff out. I'm just not familiar with them. Would you say that anyone in your family, parents, friends, were they artistically, creatively inclined? You think that's where your roots come from?
Yeah, absolutely. My mom's an artist, and my father's a school teacher, but he's an incredible storyteller.
Specifically with formative films and TV shows that you grew up on, what comes to mind?
Well, we weren't really allowed to watch much television in my household, but we did watch movies. The 3 movies that my brother and I had on repeat were Princess Bride, Silverado, and this cartoon called Light Years that is a French film originally called Gondahar. And so we watched those on repeat. Yeah, no television shows. I was allowed to watch DuckTales from time to time. I still love DuckTales.
That's a good one. So were you born and raised in Georgia?
No, I was born in, at the hospital in Trowbridge, England, but my family's from Bath. And I grew up in Georgia after they moved to the States when I was like 3.
So do you remember the first movie that you ever saw in theaters? Did you go to the theaters a lot?
You know what? I don't remember the first movie I saw in theaters. I guess we didn't go to the movies a whole lot. The ones that stand out to me in my memory are The Little Mermaid and Die Hard 2. Yeah, that's how old I am. So now you know.
Yeah, I'm old too. I remember seeing Ace Ventura in theaters, so I'm pretty old too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the one that sticks out the most to me is my dad took me to see the X-Files movies in theaters. He used to work night shift. So when he would go to work, I was in charge of the VCR, and I would tape all the episodes for him. So I was like in the middle of the woods watching X-Files by myself, terrified.
That is scary. I love that. Yeah, I was just mentioning in my household that we need to revisit like just all the movies, all the X-Files movies, all the TV shows, just marathon that. It would probably take like 2 years, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually rewatching the X-Files now. So if you do that, you can skip the revival.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Sorry guys, it's not that great.
It's good to know. No, it's good to know. because it's a lot of content to get through. Yeah.
So, just sticking with your childhood, which CDs and cassettes were playing around the house? Were you a big music listener?
My how little are we talking? Like
Just what comes to mind, like whatever you were listening to as early as you can remember, and then what did it evolve into?
my mom is a singer, so she was just always singing all around the house and constantly. She's constantly singing, and so she was a Rod Stewart fan. So I know all of Rod Stewart's songs, but all the wrong lyrics because she would just invent her own. And let me see, there was a lot of Simon and Garfunkel, some Leonard Cohen, Phil Collins, and my dad is a big fan of show tunes. So we had some show tunes on vinyl that we would listen to.
What about as you got older? Like, what do you listen to now?
As I got older, I stuck with a lot of that. I kind of stopped listening to oh yeah, Joan Baez and Carly Simon was big in the house too. Well, I mean, I went through my grunge phase. I love Stone Temple Pilots and Soundgarden and all that, and Nirvana, obviously, Radiohead.
I was always the Alice in Chains guy.
Oh yeah?
Did you ever pick up an instrument or anything yourself, or sing with your mom? Do you sing?
Yeah, I would sing with my mom. We would harmonize. Yeah, I played the flute for a year.
Big concert goer?
Yes, I was in high school. Now I can't stand them, but I mean, the music got too loud. I'm sure I haven't changed. Um, yeah, oh my gosh, I had a little punkish band in high school, and me and the guys in my band, we would go see every show, just every show, any show, all the shows. We loved it. We had way too much energy, like super hyper.
Were you the vocalist?
Yeah,
Wow, that's cool.
it was. It was fun.
Did you guys play any shows?
hmm
How'd that go?
We were spirited. We had a lot of energy, like I said. Like we were not the most talented people, but gosh, we had a lot of fun. And it was just like a bunch of really cute guys that were in my band. So we had just like tons of groupies. It was, I'm not even kidding. It was annoying to me being the only girl in the band. I'm like, where's my groupies?
I think, a lot of us concert goers go through that natural progression to where you finally get too old to where you're no longer like up front or in the pit. You just slowly make your way towards the back, and then you're just standing at the back with your arms crossed, and then you just stop going.
And then you just stop.
Yeah, I hit that wall.
Yeah. I can't remember the last show I went to. Gosh, yeah, it's been a while. Yep, I can't even remember the last show I went to.
So, a question I like to ask everyone is, what scared you as a kid?
Well, my dad was a big horror movie watcher, so he had me watch The Shining when I was like just way too young. I don't know. And so my nightmares were from The Shining. And that show V. Do you remember that show V?
Yep.
Where they would bite the heads off of tarantulas and mice.
Mm-hmm.
That show imprinted in my dreams. I don't know if there's any one thing that I was particularly afraid of. I disliked spiders because I was highly allergic to them when I was younger.
Oh.
Whenever I'd get bitten, but no, I don't know. I don't have any phobias or anything like that. Maybe jellyfish. I'm a little afraid of jellyfish.
Well, there's plenty of spiders in Georgia, so I'm sure that's a rational fear.
Yeah. There were black widows just like all over my mom's rock garden. I got over my fear of that though. I started playing with them. They're beautiful. Absolutely, don't play with them, but
Appreciate them.
they're beautiful.
Yeah. So, growing up, would you classify yourself as a theater kid? Were you doing plays and whatnot in high school and all that stuff?
Yeah. I was doing plays since I was tiny. I loved it. I would try to do one every year. I was in plays when I was super little in my school, and then in high school and middle school, I did as many plays as I could, and I also at the same time did Cobb Children's Theater. That was a wonderful theater while it lasted. Just like these, just huge productions. It was really great.
Do you still do anything on the stage, or any desire to maybe return to it or anything like that?
I would love to if I had the time, but it just simply it just doesn't pay well enough.
Yeah.
And I'm not union, so yeah, so I don't think it ever will be, but hopefully I'll get to a point where I can just go do a theater for like 3 weeks, and yeah, that would be great.
Did you ever have to deal with stage fright, either as an actress or on stage, doing vocals?
You know what? I do now, but when I was younger, not at all. I kind of missed that about my former self. I did not give a crap what anybody thought about anything. It was just like no thought for being afraid of anything. And now I'm just like, where'd my voice go? I don't know. People are looking at me. It's a funny shift that occurred. Maybe it was just because I became self-aware. I'm really not sure.
That is strange because, when I speak with actors, a lot of them say early on the same thing you said, and as they get older, they get more stage fright. It's a strange thing. And obviously, you're not old, but even folks that are older than you, they always point to memorizing their lines becomes a problem at some point.
Oh, that's sad. Maybe they should take more vitamins.
I think we all should.
Maybe some B vitamins. Get you some mushrooms, y'all.
Why do you think that shift happened? Can you point to when it happened to where you sort of developed more of a stage fright?
Well, I think it's because I started performing professionally. Yeah. So there's more criticism there, and the stakes are higher. But I guess technically with Cobb Children's Theater, that was also a professional theater, but I was too young to, I guess, process it. But yeah, it was, I guess, yeah, right around when I did my first feature film when I was 17. It was when it began.
During your time on stage, do any roles stick out as your personal favorite?
Yeah, I played Rizzo in high school. That was my favorite.
So how did that transition happen for you? How do you go from stage to the screen?
I got a car. Finally was able to drive myself. Yeah.
Was it?
That's true. That's really
Yeah.
it. Like I would find them online and go audition, but my parents were not going to drive me to, Atlanta or whatever to go to some film audition that they didn't know anything about. So it was when I finally bought myself a car.
Was it VHS? Was your very first screen role? Or was it the TV show? Which one came
Oh
first?
no, I had been acting like since I was 17. No, I've been acting since the 90s.
Gotcha. So what was the first one?
The first one was the first film that I did.
Or the TV show, the first time you were on screen?
Yeah, 17. I was 17, and it was a movie called Crooks with a K. And I don't know if it ever came out. Somebody said it did, but I've never seen it. And it's a comedy that Ben Morgan was the director and writer, and it was a whole bunch of like guys from Dad's Garage Theater that were in it. Just like a whole bunch of improvists and me, and it was fun. It was a really good time. Crazy movie, just bonkers. I'll tell you a story from it. So we're this is like, I don't know, 1999 or something, and so it's a group of the crooks are a group of crooks that are trying to raise money, and they owe a lot of money to this loan shark. Anyway, so they dress up in different masks and rob banks and different institutions. And at one point, all of these crooks decide that they're going to dress up like the Klan and rob a bank. And so while we're filming the scene, somebody calls the police on the actors that are outside entering the bank. And so the police show up, and they just barge into the set. And I'm playing a bank teller, and they barge into the set, and then one of them is like going for their gun, and it was this white cop and a black cop, and they're like, pull off your hoods or whatever, and so all the actors pull off their hoods, and half of them are black guys, and the cops just burst out laughing, and Ben got the whole thing on camera, evidently.
That's got to be in the outtakes.
It was. I mean, it was so stressful, but it was also so funny after the fact, because they were like, what are you guys doing? You can't do this. What's going on? And I'm just like, oh my God, don't shoot me.
Was that shot in Atlanta?
Yeah, that was up above the perimeter. It was
It was called A Crooks, you said, with a K?
with a K. Yeah, Ben
Okay.
Morgan. He also calls himself Ben Barack.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that one up. I don't think
I
I've
don't
ever
know
seen.
if you find it, shoot it to me because I
I
still
will.
haven't seen it yet.
So, did you struggle initially going from stage to screen? Was it a big jump for you? Was there any major differences you had to deal with?
No, not really. I mean, I was probably just too stupid to notice. No, I just jumped on in there. Like I said, I was fearless. I really wish I still was. Like, I really miss that girl.
When it comes to VHS, was that a typical audition? Does anything stand out about it looking back now?
It wasn't really a typical audition because I was pretty sure I had the role.
Hmm.
Um, but they still had me do screen tests and audition ish. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah. And I saw you. I think I saw another interview where you said you didn't really enjoy watching horror movies growing up.
I didn't. Yeah, no, I was terrified. I had a really big imagination.
Mm.
Like Pinocchio scared me. Still
Yeah.
kind of does, actually. It's a freaky movie.
I mean, yeah, when you really look at it, all the kids going to the island and
Yeah, the whale and everything.
yeah, yeah. For the roles as Lily, not growing up enjoying horror movies much, was there anything that you drew inspiration from at all? Like maybe a book or any specific performance?
Well, I just kind of drew on the animal side of Lily, like the primal, natural, motivation, and kind of ran with that, like a feral cat or a,
Yeah, that's good. That's a good comparison. Were you surprised at how well the film did? Because, it was kind of a low budget sort of thing,
yeah.
and then it kind of just blew up.
I didn't think it was going to. I did not think anything was going to happen with it. I was like, who wants to see a found footage horror anthology?
A lot of people,
It
apparently.
turns out a lot of people, and I was like, nobody's going to see this. I can get naked. It's fine. Nobody's going to see shit is everywhere.
Was that in the script? Did you ever have any like trepidation about that or?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm.
I was really not into the idea at all. Um, but I really liked the character. Besides the nudity, I really liked the character. I thought it was a really fun role to play, and I wanted to work with David
Hmm.
Bruckner, and I had just moved back to Atlanta. The tax incentives were just kicking in Atlanta, and I wanted to hit the ground running. So um, yeah, yeah, and he's just such a wonderful, charismatic storyteller that when he was going over it with me, I just got so into the story that I was just like, okay. Next thing I know, I was saying okay to running around naked. Yeah.
As one does, it happens. Did How much time did you have to spend in makeup for that?
Oh, way too long. It wasn't as much as when I did Siren, which is the spin-off feature. Siren makeup was grueling. It was full body and it took forever. But with VHS, it wasn't quite as grueling. But it was also full body. And whenever I would go for a little walk to the bathroom or whatever, the silicone feet would peel off and I'd have to be back in the chair again. Eventually, I just stopped drinking water.
So how long after VHS do the wheels start turning for Siren?
Immediately.
Mm.
They were talking about it before VHS was even out.
Wow.
I was at the premiere in Los Angeles. Now I was at not the premiere, but when it's open to the public, the first screening in Los Angeles, and this dude kept staring at me um, at the before party in the lobby, and he's like, Hannah, I'm sorry, I noticed that you see me staring at you, and I'm sorry, I'm Ben, and I am writing the feature. And I've been watching your face constantly for like weeks now, and, and that's why. And I was just like, "Oh, good! I'm so glad you said something." And I was like, "Well, cast me in it." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I would love to. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, but yeah, what? Yeah." That was it. That was
So I wanted to ask you about stepping behind the camera. You had your directorial debut. I think it's called "The Events Surrounding a Peeping Tom." Was that your first?
no, but it's my first feature. It's kombucha, by the way. It's
Oh.
not beer. Um, yeah, I directed I directed a segment of an anthology called Dead by Midnight, Whites Who Kill. My
Mm-hmm.
segment was called Hell Evangelist, and I wrote it with my ex-husband. So that's my first directorial debut, I suppose. But
Mm-hmm.
since it's a segment of an anthology, technically it's a feature, but my first feature-length feature that I directed the entire thing is the event surrounding Peeping Tom. And that was, we shot that in 2021 and it's only just now finished.
Wow. Is it out now?
It's not out, but we're submitting it to some festivals and probably gonna sell it pretty soon.
Sorry, what was the anthology again?
Dead by Midnight, Whites Who Kill.
Okay, I gotta look that up. I'm a huge anthology buff, and I have not seen that one.
There's two of them, so that was actually the sequel. But I don't know if the first one ever came out. I don't know.
It happens.
Yeah.
Have you consumed more horror stuff since, you're trying to get into the directing space for it, or do you just go with it?
Oh, I watch horror now. I was just
Hmm.
afraid of it when I was
Yeah,
younger.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually a huge horror fan
Ooh.
now. I seek it out, and I'm always tangled up in this thing. I'm not. I don't get freaked out at all anymore. It's the last time I got really freaked out watching a scary movie was Nightmare on Elm Street 2, and I
Mm.
had to turn that one off. I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't deal. And then I did a convention or two with all the actors in it, and I was like, guys, I'm sorry, I had to turn that off. It was terrifying, and they're like, yeah, I know, right? It's really freaky. They didn't get mad at me at all.
And it means that they did their job.
Yeah,
Have you seen Sinners?
I still haven't, but I really want to.
Man, it's great. Like it's next level stuff. I'm
Oh,
not
I
going to
can't
spoil
wait.
anything, but
Okay.
it's a bit of a got some musical aspects to it that kind of come out of nowhere, and it's very well done.
Wow, that'd be good.
So you also directed a music video for the Sponges.
Sponge, yeah, yeah. I directed a music video for a band called the Lucid, and the lead singer is Vinny Dombrowski. And then they Sponge wanted us to shoot three different music videos for this album that they were doing that was a nod to 1994. So they covered a whole bunch of songs from 1994. And one of the songs that they covered was Fade In. Is it Fade Into You or Fade Into Me? I can't remember. Fade in. No?
No.
Mazzy Star. I
You
wanna
got me. I
hold
have no
it
idea. No.
inside. Anyway, that one. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. We got to go to Detroit, and I love Detroit. I love the people. I love Michigan. Just like you would think that they're all like, Eminem, Slim Shady assholes. That is not the case. Those are the politest drivers I have ever come in contact with. They were so lovely. It was
Yeah.
great.
In your head, it's like either Eminem or Kid Rock guys up there.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is gonna suck. And the next thing you know, they're like, go ahead, go in front of me. You clearly don't know what you're doing. Go ahead.
I can't say the same about drivers in the South. I don't know what your experience is in Georgia, but especially Atlanta, I can imagine.
It's awful. It's anxiety ridden. Just don't do it. You're gonna die.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of the main reasons I stopped going to like big concerts is because most of them are in Atlanta, and it was just anxiety filled driving there.
Don't. Yeah, just go around it. Just don't. I lived there for ages, and I started having panic attacks, and I didn't understand why. But as soon as I moved out of the city, they stopped.
Yeah, and one of the things that just stuck out to me, it's just like 1 second you seem like you're in a normal part of town, and then you're not. It's like just like that. It looks like you're in like Escape from New York or something.
Yeah, that could happen pretty quickly, I'd imagine. I know the city really well because I lived there a long time, but
Growing up, I was a huge fan of Creepshow. To love the Creepshow series, and you have your episode is probably the best episode. You have two episodes, but the one with Justin Long, that's probably my favorite episode of the series. Just a cool concept.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an amazing concept. That was Dana Gold with that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, it's going to be amazing. Guy's a genius.
Was that just a typical audition? How did that go about for you?
Oh no, they just called me up.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, they were just like, "Hey, want to do this?" I'm like, "You know me? Okay, yes, I do. Thank you. That'd be great."
Damn. Well, technically, you got to be in a movie with Christopher Lee.
I know. I tell people that all the time, and they're like, "That's not possible." And I'm like, "Oh yeah,
Watch this.
watch this."
So you didn't have to audition for the first one. I assume you didn't have to audition for the second one either. No. That's another cool one. I rewatched it last night just to refresh my memory. And it just has one of those endings where you're like, you can see it coming, but you're like, no, what are you doing?
I actually think I prefer that one. I think
You do?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just such a tight little story. I just think it's just, and I also really, I think King Batch and Andrew Bachelor, he just did such a good job.
How far apart were those jobs? I know that I think it was the very next season.
Yeah. I think, I think it was just like a few months apart.
Were they about the same shooting time? It just seems like that first long feature was a bit more just complex in terms of everything that was going on.
Wait a minute. Are we talking about Creepshow still?
Yeah. The first, I mean, it was a feature episode, is what I mean. It wasn't like a two-parter deal. It was it was like 40 minutes, and most of them are like 20.
That's
20.
right. You know what? My part it was probably about the same amount of shooting.
Okay. What would you say is the best acting advice that you've been given, and who gave it to you?
Bold choices are rewarded. And that was told to me by a producer in New York. And that is probably the only intelligent thing that man has ever said. But I really liked that. I was just like, you know what, you're right. And it's that flicker of inspiration that you get when you read something and you're like, I know exactly what I want to do with this. Like when it pops off the page and you're just like, and I'm going to take it all the way. And that is when you book. It just simply is. Yeah.
When you're reading a script, is there anything that you do that might not appear on the screen, but that you do for yourself? Maybe like make a journal or make up some backstory so it just helps you get into the character more?
Well, maybe, but I don't do it intentionally. I do imagine where they're from and what their desires are and where they want to be and that sort of thing. But I don't have any sort of process. I know some actors that do, but I don't.
When it comes to all the projects that you've done over the years, no matter what it is, which would you say is the single most challenging?
Well, I just did this movie called Demonatrix, and it's not out yet, but it will be soon. I think probably next year, and it's spectacular. The script, everything is amazing. It was directed by Jeff Farrell and written by Jeff Farrell, and co-directed with Aurelio Voltaire, and he also took part in the writing as well. And they both produced it, and I did not know a thing about the world of, I guess, S&M and, what a dominatrix would do. And, just like, I had to do a lot of research with that. And I was calling up my dominatrix friends and just being like, help, I got nothing, I mean, yeah. And so they were pretty helpful, although some of their advice was just like, make it authentic. Don't fuck it up. People are going to see this and they're going to be dominatrixes and they're going to know that this is bullshit if you don't do it right. And I'm like, that's why I'm calling you. Help me. Like, I don't want to fuck it up. And yeah, thanks for the advice, dude. And so that was really challenging for me. And yeah, I had my partner had just he was going through cancer and treatments and surgery during that time, and this was just after that. And so I had been like looking after him, and we had been just like horizontal for months and months and months, just not doing anything but eating. And I had really gotten out of shape, really pretty badly. And I was like chubby. And for me, like I wasn't where I usually am. And then I was in all the spandex and leather, and I was just like, "What have you done, Hannah? Why'd you do this to me?"
If you don't mind me asking, is he doing okay? Is he fine
Yeah,
now? Okay,
yeah,
good.
he's fine.
Good to hear. Have you seen any good movies lately?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Last night I watched the gosh, I can't even remember the title, but it's like right there. It's like Billy the Kid with Chris Christopherson and Bob Dylan.
I've never seen that one, but I do love westerns.
Oh my gosh, it is spectacular. It's just like its own world. It's done so well.
One of my favorite movies growing up was Young Guns and Young Guns 2 because I was Billy the Kid crazy. When I was a kid, I went through a whole gunslinger western phase. I think most boys do.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Have you ever seen the Val Kilmer Billy the Kid?
No.
That's a good one, but it's really hard to find. There's a little made-for-TV movie that a lot of people haven't seen, but if you can find it, check it out. So, a question I like to ask everyone near the end is, have you ever had an experience that you would consider supernatural, paranormal, or encountered an event you can't explain?
Oh yeah. So I was okay. So I lived in New York for a long time, and at one point I found myself without a roommate, and so I had just done a movie. I can't. This thing is not behaving. I had just done a movie in this gigantic mansion on Prospect Park West in Brooklyn. This five-story brownstone mansion on the park, and just full of priceless antiques, just like signed Stanislavski's and a signed Charlie Chaplin and a playbill from when Lincoln was shot, and just like the coolest shit everywhere. It was like a museum. And I shot a movie there, and I acted with the owner within that movie, the owner of the house, and he had just inherited it from another actor named Martin. And Martin was a collector, just a big collector and a big theater guy and a big opera guy. He was borderline obsessed with Eleanor Duse. And there was just, her stuff was everywhere, posters and paintings of her. And, so anyway, I asked this actor who had just inherited this mansion if I could rent one of the rooms. And he was like, sure. So he technically lived in the top story, which was his own apartment, but he was out of town on tour a lot. So I was there by myself in this gigantic mansion, all by myself a lot of the time. I would just go through all of Martin's stuff because it was just magical. Like his things were mesmerizing. And I kind of got to know Martin, even though I'd never met him because he died just before we did the movie. At one point, I wake up in bed and Martin is walking at the foot of my bed. And I'm like, ooh, and I'm petrified, right? And he's just walking and he just looks at me and he goes, and just keeps walking and disappears.
Oh, shit.
He just rolled his eyes at me and laughed at me and thought I was stupid. And I was so embarrassed in front of this ghost. And I was never afraid in that house by myself again. I was too embarrassed to be afraid after that. I mean, he just rolled his eyes and laughed at me.
Did you tell anyone else like that was
Yeah.
did they have any experiences?
I actually organized his I guess it was like a celebration of life because he like hadn't been dead very long, and all of his friends came to this gathering that I had organized at the Players Club, and I told them this story, and they were like, "Yeah, that was him. He would have done that." And I'm just like, "Okay, whoa." That's wild because I didn't believe in ghosts before that. I thought, I mean, sure, yeah, spirits and whatever, but actually seeing them, like it was just like he was there and then he was gone. It wasn't like see-through. It wasn't like floating. It was just Martin, and he was sort of shuffling like a little old man would, and he mocked me and left.
How long ago was that?
That was in 2010.
Okay. Anything happened since then, or is that the only thing?
That's the only thing. There was one weird thing that happened to me one time. This is kind of boring, probably, but I was in CVS and it was around Christmas and it was in Atlanta, on the CVS on Boulevard in Ormwood near Grant Park. And for some reason, I was in line and I was buying something stupid like cosmetics or something. And I suddenly had this vision in my head of somebody like grabbing the items out of my hand and running out the door. And I don't know why I thought that. And it was just like this really vivid image in my brain. And I was like, why would anybody do that? I haven't even bought them yet. Like I'm in line. Like if anybody's going to steal them, they would steal them after I paid for it. Or I don't know. Anyway, so I was thinking about this while I was in line. And then all of a sudden, these two boys next to me ran out the door with a whole bunch of stuff that they'd grabbed from somebody. And it was crazy. It was like, what?
You had a premonition.
I had a premonition, but it wasn't about me.
Maybe your reaction saved it from being you.
I don't know. I didn't really do anything. I just remember thinking, that's stupid. Why would they want this? They don't want it. This is stupid. Why am I having this thought? And then it happened. And I was just like, I got to tell somebody.
Wow. I don't think that's boring. I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay, cool.
So do you consider yourself spiritual or religious or anything? Or has that shifted since you've had those experiences?
Oh, yeah, I'm super spiritual. I pray all the time.
So I guess just to put a bow on everything, Hannah, is there anything in the pipeline? Anything you want to throw out there? Anything you can share?
Well, yeah, I'm excited for you guys to check out Demonatrix when it comes out. I don't know, but I think they'll probably have a screening at the Crypticon in Seattle. That's where we filmed it. So keep an eye out for that. I think it's going to be a pretty darn special movie. And yeah, just keep up with the events surrounding A Peeping Tom. It used to be called Dark Circles, but now it's back to its original title. And that is the one I directed, the feature-length one, and it's about a peeping Tom, obviously. And it stars Damien Maffei, and he's spectacular in it. And Kate Kiddo, Felissa Rose is in it, and Terry Kaiser. And I'm just so proud of it. And I would love it if everybody could support that movie.
Do you have the urge to direct again? You think you'll do it again?
Yeah, but I'll do a lot of things differently. One of the things that I won't do differently, hopefully, is I would love to bring back my director of photography, Jan Michael Asada. He is my hero. He's the coolest guy. He's got 9 fingers and he's covered in tattoos, and he can DP while on a one wheel. Do you know what a one wheel is?
I don't.
It's like this board with a wheel in it that's motorized, and you stand on it somehow and balance. And he could actually shoot while riding around on this thing. And we got so many shots like that, and it was so damn cool. I mean, the guy was just amazing. He was like climbing trees and just like, I got a shot from up here. That's how he talks. And 100% Hannah, yeah. Like that's how he talks. And I just don't want to shoot a movie without him. I just think he's wonderful.
You know, obviously there's a lot to learn with directing and acting, but I think it's fair to say that your experience as an actor will help you as a director because you can relate to the actors. That from the outside looking in, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the more you know, the more you know.
Right, yeah. Well, Hannah, that's all I got for you. I thank you again for giving me some of your time. I appreciated talking to you. We'll check out your stuff, and hopefully you'll be back in Creepshow again.
Oh, I love that. I would love that. All right, thanks for having me, Justin.